He'll talk more about his relationship with the Y. But I am given the opportunity to be with these great people and with all of you in large part because of the Los YMCA in South Tucson. And my basketball career sort of started there running youth leagues. So when Z and Lee, Mr. Anderson, explained to us that they were doing a camp here, I personally was really excited about the idea of being part of this here. The Y's had a really big part of just my journey as a human being and frankly as a man. And so I was really grateful that Zion wanted us to participate in this and that we could share that moment here. This is an opportunity for us as an organization to really put to bed a lot of things that were said and to embark on an incredible journey moving forward. And I think we talk often, so many things that are out now in the public, so many things that are talked about are just words. And under Willie's leadership, I think our coaching staff and our players understand we're not about what you say, we're about what you do. And what Zion Williamson did today was express his commitment to this team and to this city and to this community and made it very clear this is what he is about. So the noise that's on the periphery of all of that is completely irrelevant to all of us, including Zion, because his actions speak far louder than any words that were probably never said. So we're incredibly joyful to have the opportunity to have everything align. This is where we're going. This is who we're going to be. And we feel like with the team we have assembled, with Zion as an enormous part of that, Coach Green and his staff are going to be able to put together an incredible run, and we've got an opportunity to run towards sustained success for quite a long time. We're young, we're talented, and most importantly, we are very hungry. And I think Zion would echo that sentiment as well. Before I get to your questions, I would like Trajan to turn it over to Trajan Langdon.
Well, Griff, you pretty much covered everything, so I don't know how I can follow up on that. But look, I think I can speak for our entire organization and probably the entire city of New Orleans. We're thrilled to have Z signed up here for the foreseeable future. Not only what he does on the basketball court, because I think everybody in here knows what kind of talent he is on the floor. And look, getting him back on the court with the group that we have, I think is not only going to be a lot of fun, but it's going to be really dangerous to the entire league and all of the 29 teams that have to face us night in and night out. And we're incredibly excited about that. But it's also what he's doing here in the community. As you can see here in the YMCA, what he and his family what they've started here. And I know they're going to keep this thing going around the city, impacting lives, impacting the youth of the city, which I know is incredibly important to them, but incredibly important to us as an organization as well. So for him to be signed up and to see his growth and him to continue to impact and do it here, we're very excited about. So Z, again, congratulations. Look forward to continuing this partnership going forward.
Appreciate that, Trajan. First of all, once again, congratulations to Zion and his family. This is a huge day for him, especially given what he's been through the last year. We talked about it a little bit in the back, but what a difference a year makes. I'm fortunate and blessed to be sitting here with this young man who has a bright future, and we're excited. We're all excited. The city's excited. The community's excited to have Zion and add what he does to our program. And so I look forward to getting an opportunity to finally coach you and get him on the floor. And look, we understand it's a lot of hard work still in front of us. And we're all committed to that. Zion signing today is an example of that. And, we're extremely excited as an organization to move forward with this.
And with that, we'll open it up for questions. Oh, I apologize. We're going to not have the man of the hour speak. What was I thinking? So without further ado, we would like to hear from the birthday boy.
It is my birthday. I want to thank my family. I want to thank the YMCA. I want to thank the city of New Orleans. I want to thank all of you up here, and especially Ms. Benson. I just want to say thank y'all for believing in me, just giving a kid like me a chance to showcase some of my abilities and help bring the team, hopefully, multiple championships. But like most of all, like thank y'all for really sticking with me the past year. Like Coach Green said, on my birthday last year is when I found out I broke my foot. And I was out the whole year. It was a tough year. And then for the Pelicans to come give me this birthday gift, I'm not going to let them down. I'm not going to let the city down. I'm not going to let my family down. And most of all, I'm not going to let myself down. So just thank you.
And with that, we'll take any questions.
Okay, there I go. What's up, Z? Just what were your emotions like? Some of the thoughts that went through your mind once you guys came to an agreement and you knew the terms were done, and you were like, okay, it's officially done now. What were some of the things going through your mind?
That's the man with the plan. When we came to the agreement, Griff simply said, look, it's going to be hard for somebody to top this birthday gift. So, I mean, it's a lot. But my emotions were high. They were high and they still are. Like I said, I'm excited to get on the court.
Hey, Zion, as Willie just said, I mean, you guys obviously have a relationship, but he hasn't really got a chance to coach you yet. Just, last year, what did you just think about his leadership style and getting to know him as well as you could?
Are you the piano guy?
Yeah.
It was an honor and a privilege to be even though I wish I was out there, it was an honor and a privilege to watch Coach do his thing out there. You could tell he was a player. There was one huddle. It was against the Clippers. He got on CJ. Hey, I thought Coach was a player. We were playing the Clippers, and Coach just looked at CJ and it was a moment. He was like, "You got to fight. You just got to fight, CJ." And CJ went out there and responded, and that was just one of the many moments Coach had where I was like, "Man, I can't wait to play for him." So I'm excited.
What did it mean to be able to do this here in front of the camp? And I know we've seen all the videos, we've seen you be here as much as possible. What did it mean for you to sign this today in front of them?
It means more than I can sit here and explain. I came up in the camp just like this for many summers. That's how I fell in love with the game of basketball. So I want to thank the YMCA for allowing me to share this moment with them, for them allowing me to use this space. It means more than I can sit here and explain, really. The YMCA and those summer camps helped shape me into the man I am in today. So just thank you to the YMCA.
Hey, Zion, when you think about your previous 21 birthdays, where does this one rank?
Number one. Number one.
Zion, could you just kind of share maybe a little bit of the personal journey of going from all the speculation of prior months to now being, officially celebrated again as a supremely influential player in this franchise's future?
The last few months were a roller coaster of emotions. I felt it the most for my family because at the beginning of the season, I told the world, if y'all ever want to know if I want to be here, just ask me. And instead of asking me, the world just ran with narratives. And so when my family was going out in public, they're getting harassed by people on why we don't like New Orleans or why I don't want to be here when that's not the case at all. my foot was I wasn't able to play because my foot was broke. So that sucked. Every time I check my phone, it's always something negative. Even when you're trying to make positive of the situation, it was very tough. So it was a roller coaster for sure, but my family, Pels, Miss Benson, they were always there. Griff would call me in his office too much if you ask me. But him and Trajan would always drop gems on me. They would just give me knowledge on the situation, what they think I can do to mentally feel better. They always offered help when they didn't have to do that. Coach Green, same for him. He kept his distance, but he also would come drop gems on me. So the people I needed to be there for me, they were all there. Pelicans, my family, and all my friends. Despite it being a roller coaster of emotions, they helped me get through the tough times.
And you talked about, everything you've done throughout your basketball career leading up to this moment. So now that the deal is done, what do you want to prove moving forward, what you can do on the court?
I want to prove that I'm a winner. Simple as that. I want to win with Coach. I want to win with my teammates. And the ultimate goal is to win a championship. And I feel like that's what we're all striving for. Like Griff said, we're hungry. Y'all saw this past year what the team did, and I'm just excited to add to that.
Zion, what have the conversations been like, you and your team and the Pelicans, just about, keeping you on the court more and ways you guys can do that together?
Since we had a CJ from the moment I met him, CJ's been a great teammate. CJ's been in the league a long time, and he's already put me on game to a few things on for longevity. Like I said, the Pelicans are always there. They're always giving advice and offering solutions for help. So I feel like I'm in a great situation right now.
This is for Willie. We've seen him, as Griff has said, he was playing mostly with his back to the basket the first year and put up historic numbers. He turned into Point Zion in year 2 and was doing the same thing. How do you see him fitting in with the group that you guys have now, which is just a little bit different from the last time he was on the floor?
Well, Zion is a huge part of what we do or what we want to accomplish. And it's not necessarily of him fitting in. He can do that with any team in the league. It's about maximizing the group that we have when we add him to it. And, frankly, I think it's going to be scary for the rest of the NBA. Now it's going to take work to get there. What groups play well together? How can we take advantage of different mismatches? How can we put all of our guys on the floor and give them an opportunity to be successful? That takes work. But it'll all come together at some point throughout the course of the season. And when it does, I think we can be a scary team.
And this one's for Griff. You do have 15 guaranteed contracts right now. How do you kind of see? Do you like how the roster is set right now? Do you see you guys making any sort of moves or anything like that? How do you like how the roster is constructed?
Yeah, so the three of us have talked about this quite a bit. Willie, Trajan, myself, and our whole front office team. We really like the group we have. We feel like this group has a chance to do something special together, has the requisite versatility that it needs, has the upside talent that it needs in Brandon and CJ and Zion and Jonas. And we've got an incredibly talented roster. I don't think we're looking at our situation as one of need so much as once you get to the level of expectation we're going to have, you have to always try to get better. But we're really anxious to see what the core of this group can do together because of the sustainability that it has moving forward. We feel really confident that we can layer in the draft picks that we own from other teams to continue to try to put us over the hump in a positive way.
David, this is a question back here. Zion mentioned that you would pop in and meet with him, during this past season just to kind of reassure him and make sure everything was all right. With those conversations, were there any point where you were feeling or maybe even Zion was feeling like, this relationship was strained, or it was at any point, just what was the tenor of the relationship between you two during those talks and during that time?
Well, I think Trajan was certainly a big part of that as well. I think what he was alluding to was just being there to try to offer support and solutions. I don't think any of those conversations felt strained. At the same time, I mean, you can disagree, but I think at the same time, we said this from the beginning, we need to love each other enough to tell each other what we need to hear. I think he would concur that we don't hesitate to do that. And so there were certainly times we were saying things he didn't want to hear. That doesn't mean it's strained, it means we're helping each other. And so those moments certainly happened.
David, for those of us who have been here a long time, we've been down the Max Road before with other players. And it's been a kumbaya situation for a while, and then it never seems to last.
Yep.
What gives you the comfort that this time is different?
First of all, great question. I think the difference in this situation is fundamental, and it started with Brandon Ingram when Brandon signed a 5-year deal with no option. Because we weren't winning at the time, people didn't put anywhere near enough emphasis on that. This is a 24-year-old all-star who's just scratching the surface of his greatness, who scores 30 straight points in the playoffs when he gets there for the first time. If that had happened now, with the level of success we're having, everybody would talk about what an amazing coup it was that Brandon wanted to be here badly enough to give us 5 years with no option. Zion wanted to make that same level of commitment to this organization. He wasn't looking for a way out. He was looking for a way to stay. His family was looking for a way to be more involved with the community, and you see here this here today. So this is a human thing. I wasn't here for any of those situations in terms of how it got there, but I can tell you it starts in a fundamentally more positive way when people are very vocal about their desire to be here. And you're seeing that across the breadth of our roster, and it's in large part due to Willie Green and his coaching staff. What they've generated in terms of the amount of buy-in, and Zion communicated it. When you feel that level of buy-in as an athlete, it's different. And they've manufactured that now. They've found a way to build that. So other issues, other situations I can't speak to, but I know what we have now and what we've created is what he wants to be a part of, and it's what everybody wants to stay here to be a part of. And that's unique, I think, for the experience of a Pelicans fan. So I think it's a very fair question. I just don't think it pertains to this group.
And just to be clear, you were saying there's no option in the 5th year, correct?
Correct.
And Z, y'all talked about having conversations that you didn't want to hear, people saying stuff to you that you didn't want to hear. That's part of the culture you guys are building. What were some of the things they were telling you that you didn't want to hear?
Come on, man. You know I can't tell you that. But like Griff said, it was, if you love someone and you have trust and you have belief, then I have to trust that Griff is always going to tell me the truth, and he did. Even when I didn't want to hear it, he always did. He kept it real. Him, Trajan, Coach Green. And I can't ask for nothing better, much more than that. Just somebody being honest with me, and I respect him for that.
This is for Zion. Have you felt a shift since the season ended in how this team has been perceived in the city, especially building off of that playoff run?
Absolutely. That playoff run was special. It's crazy. We got eliminated in the first round, but y'all was there. Y'all felt that energy. That was real. You can't make that up. The young players buying in, adding CJ, B.I. leading us. Like, you just can't make that kind of stuff up. Like, you felt that energy. And Griff said it. As a player, why wouldn't I want to be a part of that?
Yeah, and just building off that, I mean, adding you to the mix based on what this team did in the spring, just, what do you think, what are you hopeful that this can be over the next few years?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, what are you just hopeful that this can be basketball-wise for you and the Pelicans over the next few years?
Creating a winning tradition. And like I said, to prove that we're a winning franchise.
Just a little two-part question here. First, for Zion and Willie, given the success of Point Zion in the past, is that, even if it's not central to the game plan, is that something that you can envision shifting to based on lineups, matchups, and stuff like that periodically? And then for Zion, so you talk about longevity. Technically, a dunk and a layup are worth the same amount of points. But we know you love dunking and the energy that it can bring. I mean, just curious as to if you can use that as an example of how you're thinking about longevity.
I'm a competitor, so when I'm on the court, I'm not thinking about, let me lay this ball in. Hopefully it'll make me my career will last longer. No, I'm thinking about putting that person through the rim. So as far as me dunking, that's gonna always happen. That's gonna stay happening. There's no matter what they're talking about, I'm always dunking. Come on, man. You're a pro.
To answer your question, we have a number of guys that will handle the ball, including Zion. And there will be times where he's bringing the ball up the floor and making plays from a point guard position. Times where Brandon is doing it, CJ, and there's times where, to be honest, Herb will be bringing the ball up to initiate the offense to give these guys different looks. So, to answer your question, yes, there'll be times where he's playing point guard, times where Brandon is doing it, and our offense is predicated that way.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.